It was finally November. It got colder outside, the leaves finally turning orange, and rain became more common. After a very warm October, finally being able to feel the cold was quite comforting. You were sitting with the other girls of your class in your dorm common room. Your classmate, Uraka, had made 2 cans of chocolate milk with cream. One was cold, the other one was hot. His chocolate milk preferences would otherwise cut the entire group in half. These little get-togethers started a while ago, right after a very fun summer day where you and the other girls played in your school's pools. While seemingly only being for fun, you had quickly realized that it had been a bonding ritual. The little wallflower you had been up to that point took that opportunity with both hands. And since then, you had been part of the group, and it really made you happy. Still, though, that didn't change the fact that you'd rather watch everyone's reactions to things, rather than actually participate. Problem was, this obsession with people's reactions had ruined your reputation in middle school, as you more awkwardly showed very out-there internet posts just to see people's disgusted faces, and making mental notes on all the small things that they did different from others. Thankfully, your high school UA had its own social media website. With an anonymous student account, you could wreak some havoc there without anyone knowing it was you. The girls were right now talking about Momoya Yoruzu, the rich girl of the class, clearly trying to get her to buy something expensive for them for Christmas. It was during this, while Uraka was very obviously trying to get Momo to buy her jewelry, that she could then sell for profit, that you remembered something. Forcing herself to hide a smirk, you raised a hand. Excuse me, I just had a thought. All eyes were now on you. You tipped 2 fingers together awkwardly. Has anyone else noticed that, the boys seem very frustrated? Of course you knew why the boys were frustrated. You had been the one to introduce them to it. To them with your anonymous account. Oh yeah, Deku has been very quiet lately, said Uraka with concern. Mineta has become even more feral than usual, ribbit. A sigh came from Mina Hashido, the girl that sat right next to you. The extroverted pink-skinned mutation quirk-using girl somehow had become your best friend. Maybe she was just attracted to losers like you. Now that you mention it, Denki and Kirishima asked me out at least twice already. She grinned and tilted her head. I said no. School is more important right now, but it sure does feel nice. You bit your tongue, but you couldn't resist asking. And if school wasn't so important right now, who'd you go out with? That question kicked a hornet's nest. Everyone was now feverishly talking over one another. About boys, about crushes, and trivia celebrity bullshit for some reason. Where did that even come from? When you caught a quiet moment, however, you leaned over to Mina. Hey, so, do you think we should take advantage of the boys' situation? Her eyes narrowed, and then she grinned. I'm all ears. You are a better wordsmith than me, so how about you suggest that we annoy them? She grinned evilly. Oh, I know. You returned to your normal sitting position as Mina jumped up. Well, she said loudly, if the boys want to play that silly pervert game. It's kind of the opposite, Ribbit, but I get what you mean. Especially Mineta isn't dealing well. Then it's our duty as girls to make it as difficult for them as possible. Every girl other than you and Mina started heavily blushing. Damn it, Mina. Was losing them. Biting your lower lip, you stood up. I'll do it, you stuttered. And Mina smiled. The more the merrier. What about the school uniforms? Asked Uraraka. We have to wear them. Your mouth hurt from trying not to smile. Well, we have to wear them, sure, but we can open them up a little bit, wear the ones that are a size or two too small, and Mina now took off her shirt. Thankfully, she was wearing a tank top beneath, and knotted the sleeve right under her chest, pushing her assets up ever so slightly. And we can do that with the uniforms. I mean, we're still wearing them. Momo chuckled. Oh, this is going to be fun. Days went by. Despite the fervor the girls demonstrated the evening before, they only slowly got into the groove of things now. First, they just wore more makeup. Then more and more buttons were left open on the uniform. Sadly, though, you once again had to step in. You were always the first to introduce a new trend, otherwise the girls would stay stuck. And by the time you were pushing up your chest like Mina did, wore way too tight UA uniform, had makeup on, and even went to the hair salon to make your hair decent enough for little adorable pigtails, you basically had a complete makeover. You felt like a slut. Like a clown, and you couldn't wait to go back to your regular style after this was over. Weren't these clothes supposed to give confidence? At least that's what the others told you. Apparently this was liberating or something. Plus, stretching the dress code of UA to the fullest extent was also, according to Momo, quite exhilarating. Oh no, you created this monster. Suddenly, you were stopped when you felt a pair of hands on your shoulders. You jumped and turned around, but then you let out a sigh. No need for the jumpiness, just me. It was Kirishima, the most outgoing and energetic guy in class. You were still on edge regardless and backed up to keep your distance, at least a little. I just wanted to talk to you about a few things, that's it. I just wanted to talk to you about a few things. That's it, Miss MILF Hunter 69420. Kirishima chuckled as he said the name. Your back hit the wall behind you, and you strained to keep a straight face. What are you talking about? He smiled. I know that you're the one who brought up the challenge for us guys. Your eyes darted around before they locked with his. How are you so confident it's me? You quietly asked. Easy. I know pretty much everyone's handles, thanks to Mina. It was all deduction. Of course, been Mina's friend longer than you makes sense. Of course, it'd been Mina's friend longer than you. Makes sense that for her, you'd find out. The other girls wouldn't have come up with this by themselves. I mean, you're always the first one with something new added. Kirishima pointed to your outfit before lowering his hand. You're a little more observant than usual, you said quietly. He only smiled and continued. Thank you, Mina already lost, but everyone else is still holding up. Kirishima looked away and rubbed the side of his neck. Obviously, those two would be the first to lose without needing to make it hard for them. You started to sweat. I still don't see what you mean. What are you getting on about? Kirishima looks at the ground and then back to you again. Basically, there's this thing called No Nut November. You've heard of it, right? You slowly shook your head, and he deadpanned. Well, it's a sort of test of endurance of certain feelings during November, and we were challenged by someone online. And you can't lose why? That wouldn't be manly at all. I also wouldn't hear the end of it from Bakugo. He scratched his head nervously, and you suppressed a giggle. It was a little cute that even in something like this, he still has his competitiveness. He doesn't seem to be the type to abuse the rules either. The point I'm trying to make here in talking to you is to, ask you something. The flustered look on his face was apparent as he took his school bag from his shoulders. He took a box with a bow out and stepped closer to you, holding it towards you. If you would go out with me. What? How do you transition a conversation like that? What? How do you transition a conversation like that? You are trying to wrap your head around such an out-of-the-blue question. How could a cute, muscular guy have any real interest in someone like you? This hasn't happened before. Oh, but this was enticing. You completely even forgot that he already asked out 2 girls. Other than you. Making you the probably 3rd attractive one? Well, that's still something to be proud of, right? Sorry, I know it's out there, but I have good reason. I promise. Just look. He steps closer to you, the box being the only thing of any space between you. He grabs your hands and places the box in them. You've had the hot touch of his skin on yours, and the smell of bergamot and lemongrass. The mixture in your gave you shivers. Come on, open it. Inside the box was a necklace with a small resin flower pendant. I know that when giving a gift for something like this, guys get flowers or jewelry, but I guess I just wanted to combine them out of convenience. You didn't respond, just staring at the piece of jewelry. He's actually not kidding, right? If this seems weird, just say no. It's okay, but you can keep it. I should have started with this instead of the whole interrogation, huh? I really do like... He was cut off when you pulled him down by his collar and collided your lips into his. He froze, but soon wrapped his hands around your hips, lifting you up a little. Boldly, he pressed his tongue to your lips, and you opened them, letting yours tangle together in a soggy dance. He tasted of sweet citrus. He probably ate oranges before talking to you. And his smell was now getting a little overbearing. You were almost dizzy. Well, for your first kiss, to be like this was exhilarating. You started to wrap your arms around his neck as he pressed you more into the wall. One of Kirishima's hands caressed your thigh before pulling your leg up and a little round him. His touch was so strategic, mapping what he could reach while keeping you close. He went up your back to your shoulders and back down, though he began to get a little explorative. Too explorative. He started to move his hands on your skirt a bit, and then you lightly bit his upper lip. And then you lightly bit his lower lip. Nuh-uh. You still have a challenge, mister. Pulling your lips from his, you smirked. I know, I didn't forget it. I was just making you more comfortable. You both knew that was bullshit. Sure. You were. Now put me down. He pouted a little, but did end up putting you back down. You fixed your outfit and looked down at the box with the necklace still in your hand, and you decided to put it on. I assume you like it? Of course I like it. But you didn't need to buy me to... Of course I like it, but you didn't need to buy me stuff to be my girl. Of course I like it, But you didn't have to buy me this to be your girlfriend. You gripped his chin and kissed his cheek before you walked around him. Kirishima grabbed your hand before you could get too far out of reach. So does this mean we're going out? What do you think, Red? Will it be expensive? Trust me, I'm not that expensive. Nowhere near it. You said and dragged him along with you, a glee-ridden smile on both your faces.
Thank you to the people who are supporting me on Ko-fi. You guys are keeping me alive.